do that now. There we go. Okay, shall start again. Welcome everybody to my Vend Experts update webinar today. This is a free webinar that I'm thankful that you've joined with me today, because for me, I consider myself an expert on Vend, but I also know that with all of the updates that happen for the software systems that we learn on, whether it's Xero or Deer or Unleashed or Vend or any of the software systems that we need to use and all those add-ons that connect to Vend, for those of you that use Vend, you know that it changes all the time. And if you're busy running your business, you're busy either as a Xero advisor helping Vend users, or if you're a Vend user yourself, it's really, really difficult for you to be able to keep up to date with all the changes. So the Vend Register app is a change that came out a little while ago in Vend. I was actually going to train on it last month, but my iPad decided to not play fair that day, so I didn't end up doing it last month. So I decided to do it for today. Now, there's always new things to learn about all of the solutions, and I'm happy to take any questions that you have, because if you place a question in the question panel and I can answer it, I will. If I can't answer it, we'll work out the answer together, or I will get back to you with the answer in another date if I can't do it today, because this is all about being an expert on Vend and passing on all of the knowledge, working out everything together, staying up to date together. Now, I know a number of you are actually students of mine from my Become a Vend Expert in 8 Hours course, so thank you for joining me today and staying up to date, because that's why I do this, so we can all stay up to date and all be experts. Now, if you have any questions, as a student, you can ask a question in the Facebook group that we have for the students. You can ask the question there and share any of the knowledge that you have about using the Vend Register app. For those of you that haven't heard of the course or want to learn more about Vend, and I'll refer to a few things here today that you may not know about, which I do cover in my course. So if you need any further details about that, let me know. But I will send you the details with the recording of this session. Everybody that's registered for the session gets the recording anyway, because I know, like me, most of you watch the webinars. I'm running the webinars most of the time, but when I do listen, I'm often doing a million things in the background. So it's recorded, so you don't have to miss anything. All right, I'm going to turn off the webcam now that I've said my introduction, and I'm going to bring over the main screen. You should be able to see on your main screen now, and if everybody can let me know if you can't. You should be able to hear me fine, I'm hoping, and you should also be able to see the iPad reflector up on my screen. So I'm just going to check the question panel and see if there's any issues with any of that. Excellent. You can hear and see. Perfect. Very good. Okay. So our topic today is the Vend iPad Register app. Now, I train on a lot of different solutions, and I definitely don't use Vend on a daily basis anymore. So when I saw this update come up with the in the recent emails that they've sent, and they've actually, as users, you probably, for those of you that are using it regularly or have clients using it already, they've got some major improvements around inventory that they've only just released in the last few days. And I will be training on that in our next session, because I haven't quite had time to go through and learn that one yet, but I will learn it, and that will be our next update session, which will be the same time next month. Now, this iPad Register app is different to the iPad app that Vend has had for a while. The iPad app that Vend has had previously has pretty much just been the web app squished into an iPad. Okay, that's the simple version. I'm sure there's a much more technical version, but let's just stick with that one. What we're doing today is we're looking at the iPad Register app for Vend. So what does that mean, number one? It means you actually have to go into your app store and download this new app. So if you go into the App Store and you go to Vend, you'll see that there's the existing Vend app, and then there is the iPad Register app. The two things that you need to be able to use this iPad Register app is the iOS 8 and the iPad 2. Okay, so that's what we have now. Now, for those, I often get a question here as to what software am I using to be able to reflect my iPad up into the screen here for you. And for me, I use a software called Reflector. I had to update it this morning because I hadn't updated it for a while, and it does have a few glitches sometimes, because obviously it's working from the iPad back up to my computer, but let's just fingers crossed it all plays nice today. So you should be able to see the iPad there. Let me just go through a couple of the 4 key areas. When you download the app, you're going to find this little introduction from Vend as well. But let's just go through the 4 key areas. I'll talk you through them and then I'm going to show you through them, okay? So number 1, the Register app has streamlined the sales process. It's fantastic in that it's not too different to what you're used to in Vend, but I'm going to show you how to do it so you can just see how to do it, become familiar with it. So when clients ask you questions or when your staff members ask you questions, if you haven't started using it yet and taken that leap from the other app to this one, then you'll understand how to do it, okay? So we're going to go through the sales process and we'll get some practice with that. The next one is the universal search for customers and products. You can search by name, contact, or product detail. So again, we could do a search inside the sell screen in the normal app or in the normal web application. We could do a search for the product when we're looking in the product area. We could search for the customer once we've clicked into the customer area. So there's a little bit more of a universal search, and you'll see how that works when we go into the demo in a moment. Flexible discounting. The discounts, there's quite a number of ways to discount now, which hence makes it, therefore, so flexible. And I'm going to show you how to apply discounts to products directly, and how to apply discounts to an overall sale, and how to apply discounts on either a percentage or an amount. It's also easy to split payments easily, and they've even got a quick payment option, which is really handy, so you don't actually have to type in what they've been given, and you'll see that in a minute, okay? The other key part, which a lot of people may not have bothered to use previously, and it's a little bit clunky to set up inside the web app. It's similar type of setup inside this app, but that's the thing called quick keys. So when you first open your register, if you're not using quick keys, you'll see that the quick keys is a main feature in this new app because that's the things that show up on the screen so you can easily get into those products. It doesn't matter, excuse me, it doesn't matter if you don't have quick keys set up. They're easy to set up if the product already exists in there. And whenever you hit dashboard, I'll show you that you can just go straight back to where you're familiar. If you go to the dashboard, you can go into the normal area of Vend to do anything you need to do anyway. All right, I'll just check if there's any questions. Nope, no questions there yet. If you have a question, please feel free to place it in the question panel because I really do accept any single question that there is. I don't mention names. You just ask any question. It doesn't matter what level you're at. If you just started using Vend or if you've been using it for a while, feel free to ask any question you want. If I can't answer it and if we can't work it out today, I will work it out and get back to you. Okay, so at the moment I'm just in the close register screen and I liked the little picture of the yes, we're open, so I thought I'd start there. But let's jump back into the main sell screen. So if we go into the sell screen up here, I'm just going to go through it quite slowly because I know there's a little bit of delay between my iPad, the screen, and also the recording, sending it back to you. So bear with me as I go through it. And some of you probably enjoy me going not at such a fast pace as I usually go. All right, so this is the sell screen. It looks pretty similar to the previous screen in the previous app or in the web app. You can see what I mean now by the fact that the quick keys is the main feature to this main screen, so we can see what needs to happen. Okay, so when you first come to this screen, if you're not using quick keys, the system will ask you to set up the quick keys, and if you don't set it up, this whole box on the left hand side will have a big button that says set up quick keys on it. Okay, so down here is set up quick keys, and if you don't do it, it'll look pretty silly because then people will constantly be just using this bar on the right hand sside. So let's go through and let's just set up some quick keys so we can go. I can show you how to do it and how easy it is to add it. I've added a couple here, and then we'll go back and come and go through the process of selling some things. All right. So when we go to the settings in here, that's where we find the quick keys. So if we just go to the normal settings, you'll find the quick key set up in here. I've already got those existing ones in there. I'm going to edit the layout by selecting Edit Layout. Select Edit Layout again, and now I can search for the product that I want to add. So I've got a product in here called the Animal Shapes box set. All I need to do is click on the product, and there it is. It shows up as a quick key there. Just trying to remember if I have any other products in there. What else do I have in there? Let's put the standard shipping in there just for fun, okay? Just to show you that you can put that one in there. All right. Okay, so there's our products that we've added to our quick keys. Let's now go back to the sell screen. So we go back to the sell screen by pressing that little, just like in Xero, there's got those little bars at the top left-hand corner. You can just constantly pressing the left bar and that'll keep opening up the menu until you get back to where you need to go. So I'm going to the sell screen now. And you can see that my quick keys have now updated so that I can see what's there. Okay, so it's that easy just to simply add them in. The quick keys in the main system are a little bit clunkier than that, and the colors here reflect the different colors that are in the system as well. So yeah, you can work on those and drill down into more of that information, different based on categories and things like that. Okay, I'll let you work that one out, but that's what the colors represent. Okay. Let's now go through and sell something, okay? In the sell screen, we've got the quick keys on the left-hand side and we've got the main sell area on the right-hand side. I've got these quick keys here, but I could just add another product that's not a quick key, okay, by using the search button in the top right-hand corner. So let me just show you how to do that. Up the top here, let's just type in, for example, coffee. I know it was a quick key there as well, but let's just use the coffee product, and now that one is added. So by going to the search, typing in your product, it's now added in there as a product on the right-hand side. The total is down the bottom. You can't edit the GST when you're in this screen. You can either turn it on or turn it off. Not like in the main web app, you can go and edit and take GST off items. You can't do that in this solution, just so you know. So the tax is calculated there and we can see the total amount to pay down the bottom. I'm not going to do a number of sales. I'm just going to keep on sort of creating a sale, show you something that you can do, edit it, and then we'll go to the pay screen afterwards. So we've got the coffee product there. Let's also add a t-shirt. So see the t-shirt demo product. If I press on that, it opens the t-shirt demo. Just a little bit of a lag there. I'll give it a moment. And you can see it's a little bit smaller on yours, but it looks fine on my iPad, so I'm just going to, there it is, okay. Now we're asked to select the size first, and then we're going to be asked to select the color. The reason why I know we're selecting the size first is because right down the bottom, see it says select size. Where's my mouse? Over here. It says select size, and then we're going to select the color. So let's say we're going to select the medium shirt, and then it's a black shirt. So there we go. There's our t-shirt demo, medium black. It's that easy to pick those variants and go through that process. All right, now let's say, okay, the client went, oh, actually, no, I don't want a coffee. What do we do? Over here, we click on the coffee product, just press on the coffee product, and it expands out. There we go. It expands out, and you can see it's got the quantity, the price, discount, etc., and that little red bin. We just click the red bin, and it deletes that product off. All right, the next thing is how do we apply a discount? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to apply a discount on the product itself and then on the entire sale. Let's first of all go, how do we apply a discount to a product? Now, if you have a number of products, you can obviously just apply it to each one individually and apply discounts to each one's individually if you want to. Let's just see how to do it to an individual product first of all. So if we hit T-shirt demo, if we hit the discount, it looks like it's a discount by amount when you look at that little box there, but if you click on it, you'll see that it's discount by a percentage. So I could say, give it a 3% discount and then hit set discount. Just when I stop talking in between, it's just because I can tell that my screen on the iPad, it is not caught up to what I've done yet. There we go, okay? So 3% discount, the price now is $19.21 instead of $19.80. So that's how we can apply a discount percentage to a particular product. Go back in there, let's delete that discount, and it's back to $19.80. So how do we then give a discount by amount? Well, we do a discount by amount by typing in a new price. So we select the price, and let's say we want to make the price $17.80, because that's what it says on the tag. Type in $17.80 and press Update Price. So our price is now $17.80, and it also shows us the percentage discount of 10.1%. But we just know it was $2. Okay. To delete that discount, you click on the amount and then you press delete and it goes back to $19.80. Because now I want to show you how you apply a discount across the whole sale. So at apply a discount across the whole sale, you can see down here, bring my mouse across, there is add discount. So if we select add discount, we can now apply a discount to the entire sale. And in this screen, see down the bottom, you've got the choice, do you want a dollar discount or a percentage discount? So we could type in right now 10.1% and we should get $17.80. And we do. So we can type in 10.1%, and that's obviously only on that one item. If it was 10.1% on everything, then it's different. But that's how you do discounts per line and do a discount per sale, for the entire sale. All right. So I've shown you how to add a product to the sale by pressing the quick keys or by using the search box. I've shown you how to add a product with variance to the sale. I've shown you how to discount a product by line, by percentage or by amount, and also how to discount the entire sale and delete an item off the sale. Let's look at the payments. If I want to take the money from the customer now, they need to pay me $17.80. You select the big blue pay box down the bottom. So where it says pay, you just push on that. Here's where it gets a little bit exciting because we have the quick cash payment. Did they give you $17.80? Did they give you $18? Did they give you $20 or $30? So I love that, okay? That's a really cool thing. But before I press on that, I'm going to show you how to add a customer down the bottom. So this main screen is not that different to the main web app. We've got the amount, we've got the different payment types. We've got the quick cash payment, which is obviously cash, okay? So if they give you 18, you're talking about giving them 18 cash, not giving you 18 credit card. If they were giving you 18 through the FPOS machine, you need to type in 18 up the top, which they probably wouldn't give you that given it's a $17.80 sale, but that's what you would need to do. You need to change the amount at the top and press credit card. Same thing with part payments, okay? If they give you less, we might play with that in a minute, but if they give you less of an amount, then they can, you can add multiple payments even in this screen. You just do $5 credit card, $10 Amex, whatever it is, okay? Let's just look at the customer sale, adding a customer to the sale down the bottom. So right down the bottom, it says add customer sale, and then below that, it's got on account, lay-by, or loyalty. I'm not going to go into any of those. That's something that's covered in my expert level training, and the function works the same whether you're doing it in here or doing it in the web app. But let's hit add customer to the sale. And you can see it's as simple as typing in the name of the customer. So there's a few of those in here for me. You can type in the name of the customer and apply it to the sale just by pressing on the customer. Or up the very top right hand corner, it's really simple to create a customer just by hitting create customer. And then you can type in the details there of the customer and then hit save and add, and then that customer will be applied. So that's really, really easy to be able to add the customer in there. Pretty much the same as the main app. It's just nice and clean, easy to find. So I'm not going to add a customer to the sale. We'll just keep them as a walk-in, but that's how easy it is to do. So let's do the process of taking a quick cash payment. Let's say the person has just given us $20. Hit 20. And you get the notification that the sale is complete. You're told exactly how much change to give them, how much they paid, which is obviously the $17.80 with cash, and it just closed on me, but you can enter the email address of the customer as well, or you can undo the sale and go back out of the sale, but obviously close automatically on you so that you can just get on with the next one, okay? take the customer payment. It also said as well, I've got loyalty enabled in this file, how much loyalty that person earned, and I think they earned 40 cents loyalty. That's another thing that I go through, showing you how to set up your Vend file for the loyalty, as well as setting up your Xero file, because for loyalty and gift vouchers, there's certain accounts and things that you need to do in Xero correctly, and accounts you need to add that you need to then set up in Vend and have that information flow through into Xero and get the correct accounting happening with your gift vouchers and your loyalty. All right, so that was the selecting, selling something, using the payment type with a quick cash payment, and I've also shown you how to add a customer and create a customer. Let's go into just seeing what other things we can do inside this app. And if we've got time, we'll come back and play with a few more different sales scenarios afterwards. Up in the top left-hand corner, remember those little bars I said give you the main menu? You can retrieve a sale by selecting Retrieve Sale. The Retrieve Sale is going to give you all of those parked sales, on-account sales that you might want to apply payments to, as well as any lay-bys. Closing the register we'll come back to in a minute. I'm just going to hit the dashboard and show you that the dashboard takes you to what you might be used to seeing, which is the web app. See that up the top, the sell screen is gone from here. See, it's got dashboard, then products. Where's my mouse? Dashboard, products, history, customer setups. The sell screen is gone from this dashboard because the sell screen is in the dashboard, the main menu up the top here. So everything else is still the same as what you might be used to. So that's the dashboard. Just under the settings, what do we have? We've got general settings in relation to the app itself. We've got the quick keys, which we've already had a look at, as well as the hardware. I don't have any hardware set up with me because it's just me and my laptop, and I'm not running a retail store, obviously, but that's what we have there. Down the bottom, it shows me in the bottom left-hand corner who's logged in. You can see that I'm an admin, obviously, for this file, and that's an important thing to note, is that when you're setting up your register app, you can't have a cashier do this. You need to be logged in as a manager or as an admin in order to do so. Let's just have a look through the close register process, then I can see a question there and I'll come back and answer that in a moment. So let's go to close register, and back to that awesome looking screen. Yes, we're open, and it says this register was last opened, which was obviously when I did some training last time. Let's hit close register. And then we're taken to the reconciliation screen for the register. What was the amounts that we received on each of these? And we can see all the different payment types there. You can change those if you need to, okay, to enter in the amounts that you have, or you can just leave them fulfilled as they are. My main training for people here is to obviously take this close register screen very, very, very seriously. You can create yourself an accounting bank reconciliation nightmare and be wondering where your money's going and wondering what's going on if you don't take this register screen seriously. What I mean by that is if this screen says you received $11 through PayPal, then you need to confirm that that is what happened. Your cash that's left over in your till on top of your float should be what it is here, written here, and that amount, $37.60, should be banked in that bank, in your actual bank account the following day. Or if you don't do it till the end of the week, that's fine, as long as you put in the all of the amounts that you deposit is the same. All of the amounts that you deposit, say on a Friday, should be all of the money that you've received Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the cash amount that you bank should be the cash amount that was written on these close register reports. If the cash amount that you have to bank once you count the float is different to the amounts on these reports, work it out. Work it out on a regular basis. Work out what's not happening. A common thing that people do is they spend money out of the cash register. They don't keep the expenses tracked through the Vend register, and then the Vend pushes across the sales amounts into Xero. The amounts go across into Xero with the cash deposits, but then the cash amounts that have been banked is actually less because people have actually spent it on cleaning supplies and stationery and things that they need for the shop, or paying suppliers that might need to come in and pay that. Now, when in the expert training, I take you through how to add expenses. So how people, when they do take $50 cash out to go to the shops to get some milk for the office, that they put in Vend that they've taken out the $50. Then when they come back in, they put in the fact that they're putting $48 back in the till and that they've spent $2 on milk. That you can actually put that into Vend, so Vend will reflect that. Just like I talk about inventory systems, have your software system mimic what you're doing in real life. If you don't do that, then if you take shortcuts, then you're going to create a mess for yourself. So get the training to know how to use the solution properly so you can, keep up to date with it all and make life easier for yourself. So at the end of the day, when you're ready to close the register, you just select Close Register. And as with the normal application, the solution will go through and send through what it needs to send through into Xero. Then you need to come back in and open the register the next day and go again. So there we go. That is my little update training session for you on the iPad Register app. As you can see, it's not difficult, but what I love about this session is that I can take you through the process of just making you aware of what's there. I know many of you are Xero advisors who just want to stay up to date with Vend and be prepared to be able to answer the questions for your customers that are either using it and don't need your help all the time, or potential customers. You want to know exactly how the iPad works. And by me showing you today, and not just you reading an article saying, oh, this is what it does, by me showing you, hopefully we're all now in a much better place to be able to inform our clients when they ask us those questions. Okay, let's have a quick look at some questions. Just one comment from someone. I always recommend to bank the cash separately for each day, easier to reconcile. Completely, yes, that's definitely the solution that I recommend as well. Getting clients to do anything that you say is always fun, as you know, but when they do, it can definitely make that process easier. So banking it each day and for each store so that it's easy to reconcile is definitely the best way to go. But as a minimum, stressing to the clients how important it is to bank what's there, and if it's not right, work it out straight away. Work it out when you're closing the register, the day that it happens. Don't leave it up to your bookkeeper or your accountant or your manager to work it out once every 2 weeks, because you won't remember what happened. And then suddenly, $2 on milk here and $5 on cleaning supplies there not only adds up to a whole lot of till discrepancies that you start getting worried about what's happening with your money as a business owner, but it also means that you are losing out on tax deductions. You've got all these sales in there. You're probably having to write things off to drawings because you don't know what it was spent on, and you're losing expenses that are tax deductions and paying more tax because you don't you don't keep track of your stuff properly that the system knows how to do. So yeah, that usually makes people listen when you tell them that. Okay. Question, and I know this one's coming from the US, so I knew you were going to throw me a curly question about taxes. Let me have a go at it. In a store that has items that are taxable, and is there no way to select items that are taxable? Can you rephrase that question for me, please, and I will help you with that one. So in items that are taxable and not taxable, I think you mean, is there no way to select items to be taxable? I think in the iPad register, the important thing is to make sure that the product itself is set up correctly in here. So if we go to the dashboard and go to products, if you go into the product itself and make sure that the settings are correct for the product, let's take this one for example, the animal shapes. And we'll edit the product. It's thinking. It's been a while since I've had to add the multiple taxes in here, but I know we've got the different taxes in here. I don't think I have this one set up for multiple taxes anymore, but you can add the different taxes into here. I know in the US you obviously got the 2 different taxes and the multiple sale taxes, but if you set up the sales tax on the product properly here against the product itself and in the taxes, where is it? Up in the setup. But I believe that what you're saying is obviously, can we manage the taxes in the iPad Register app? I don't believe you can. You need to set it up correctly in the sales taxes area and then in the product itself in order to get those multiple taxes happening. Those two lines will happen. This is obviously set up for Australia, but the two lines will happen. Your multiple taxes will be reflected. This app in itself, if you can see on the general setup here, I think it's actually stuck on your screen, but I'm pretty sure from memory that the multiple taxes that you guys deal with in the US, you need to have to display your prices as tax exclusive, and then it adds the tax on top of it. So at the moment, my iPad register is reflecting everything as tax inclusive, with obviously the GST as the default tax. So my recommendation is definitely have a play with it. Don't take my note because you know I'm Australian and I don't know much about the US taxes, but definitely the training which you have a look inside the training for I think it was in either session 2 or session 3, I go through the multiple taxes and work through the examples there and show you how the register needs to be, the app needs to be set up. And then I believe that information will flow through correctly, but you've got no way of changing it in the register screen in here. So if you were doing a sale, I would, and you're obviously standing in front of the customer, I would just make the sale happen, and then you can go and amend the sale and edit it later on, or void it and then add it back in. Void the sale and then go back and add it in if the register wasn't showing what you needed it to show at the time. Excellent. That's a great answer. Very good. I'm glad that you liked it. That will work. Excellent. You know I always find a solution in somehow, even though if I have to think about it for a bit. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. That is our half an hour. Half an hour goes so fast when you're doing these things. This recording will be available to you, and I will send it through to all of you that have registered. If you haven't joined on to my expert training course and you want to learn about more of the Vend solution to an expert level, it is 8 hours of me teaching you everything I know about Vend. It includes the Vend to Xero integration, what you need to do and set up inside Xero, as well as in Vend, the flow of the information between the two solutions. And the fourth session, so the last 2 hours of the 8 hours, is on the Shopify integration, the Vend Shopify integration as well. So I cover Vend and Shopify and what you need to do when you're expanding your businesses into different stores. We cover that in the fourth session as well. What I love about the work that I do with Vend and something that I tell the story all the time is that I'm not a retail expert. I've never worked in retail. The first retail clients that I picked up, I was so petrified about going and using, pretending, or not pretending, but just saying. I said to them, I'm not a retail expert. If you need to put paper in your receipt printer, you can do it. I don't know how to do that. I barely know how to use an FPOS machine, but what I can do is show you how to use this software, show you how to do the accounting that you need to do so you understand what's going on in your business. You can make firm decisions because you understand what's going on. So for those of you that are still dabbling, and there's a few of you there that haven't taken the leap yet, you keep learning and learning and learning from me and you haven't taken that leap. Remember, I didn't know how to do any of this prior to it. I didn't know how to use retail. Just put yourself out there, tell people what you know, share what you know, experience it, practice it, and you will be able to get to that point where you can make use of all of this training that you've gone through. The course itself, I'll send the links in your email to the recording and put it below the video. It'll be on YouTube, so it'd be fantastic if you could share it with those that you may think will benefit from understanding more about this iPad register today. All right, I've gone over time as I usually do because I just can't help it, and I will hang around for a few more minutes if there's any questions. And if there isn't, thank you. Have a fantastic day and a fantastic Easter. Long weekend, school holidays. I'm excited about having no routine, but we'll get there. So have a fantastic time, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.